Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Asad Yaqub and I am from Lahore, Pakistan, and I teach IELTS here. I welcome you once again, and this is going to be IELTS listening video, and in this video I'm going to solve IELTS listening section 1, and the type of questions we are going to come across, they are multiple choice. Now I dedicate this video to all of my students who have requested me to make videos on multiple choice, and multiple choice is very common in IELTS listening nowadays. All the tests they are conducting in Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka, UAE, Saudi Arabia, their multiple choice is very popular. That's why you need to pay special attention to multiple choice. Along with that, we will also solve a sentence completion question in section 1. So let's go to the book test, and we are going to read all the questions, and I'm going to give you some tips, and then I'll play the audio and we will solve the test. Let's start. Okay, now let's take a look at questions. This is section 1, and in section 1 we got multiple choice. So here it says questions 1 to 5. Choose the correct letter A, B or C. Example is already given. Mr. Thompson has just been, and you don't need to read that. They'll play this audio. The camping trip will be held. Now will be held means there is the date, and we've got following month, this date and this date. Then Jimmy's complaint about last year's trip was. Now what was Jimmy's complaint about last year's trip? The camp wasn't big enough. About the camp. Unhappy while at the camp. Was unhappy while at the camp. He had problems finding the camp. So all the statements are about camp. So you should take camp, assume camp. So it's about wasn't big enough means camp. Unhappy at camp or problems finding the camp. Now the campsite is located. There are 3 locations. So the campsite is located either at Lake District, this one, or Lake Brant. Number 4, Jimmy thinks the forest will be good for children who. Forest will be good for children who means the type of children. What type of children? Are used to nature, live in cities, or like sports. Used to nature, live in cities, like sport. It's in section 1, so that's why the questions are very simple. Each child will play. Now each child will pay actually. Pay means amount. Less than 4 pounds a night, approximately 5 pounds, and more than 10 pounds. So less than 4, approximately 5, more than 10. Then we've got questions 6 to 10. Complete the sentences below. Write no more than 3 words. Again, no more than 3 words and or a number for each answer. After they arrive, the children will have a means something singular at 8 o'clock. After they arrive, the children will have a snack at 8 o'clock, or there is going to be something like that, eatable or whatever. On Saturday morning, the children will get up at, it's the time, so you will write time. During the talk back session, the children can. Now there is something that children can do, and the answer is going to be a verb, right? On Sunday, the children will go on a day trip to visit. So to visit means it can be a place or it can be a location. At 6 o'clock on Sunday, the children will be on the, it can be means of transport or something like that, right? Now I play the audio and we find all these answers.
All rights reserved. Test 1. You will hear a number of different recordings, and you'll have to answer questions on what you hear. There'll be time for you to read the instructions and questions, and you'll have a chance to check your work. All the recordings will be played once only. The test is in 4 sections. At the end of the test, you'll be given 10 minutes to transfer your answers to an answer sheet. Now turn to section 1. Section 1. You'll hear a head teacher and a teacher discussing a school camping trip. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 5. You'll see that there is an example which has been done for you. On this occasion only, the conversation relating to this will be played first.
Good morning, Mr. Thompson. Can I speak to you for a moment? Of course, Jamie. Come in. Have a seat. I've just finished looking through the reports for this term. It looks like the pupils are doing very well.
Mr. Thompson says he's just finished looking through the reports, so B has been circled. Now we shall begin. You should answer the questions as you listen because you will not hear the recording a second time. Listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 5.
Good morning, Mr. Thompson. Can I speak to you for a moment?
Of course, Jamie. Come in. Have a seat. I've just finished looking through the reports for this term. It looks like the pupils are doing very well.
Yes, I think they are. It's all going fine.
So, Jamie, what's on your mind?
Well, I've been thinking about next month's camping trip, the one for year 10.
Yes, we've got it scheduled for the 23rd to the 26th, if I'm not mistaken.
Actually, I think it's the 24th to the 27th.
Let's just check. Oh, right. Yes, you're right. So...
Well, I've been thinking about how we might possibly make this year's event even better than last year's. Not that last year's wasn't great, but...
Suggestions for improvement are always welcome, Jamie. So, what have you been thinking about?
Well, to tell the truth, I wasn't completely happy with the camp we used last year. It was rather small, and I didn't feel that the grounds were particularly well kept.
Go on.
I did some searching, and I think I found the perfect spot. It's called Shepton Meadows, and...
Is that the campsite in the Lake District?
No, actually it's just outside Carlisle. It's a huge site, and it's on a lovely lake, Lake Brant, I believe it's called. Half the site is forested, and the rest, the actual camping area, is grassy. For kids that rarely get to see anything more than concrete, it's ideal. And the facilities are amazing. There's a basketball court, a large pool, and a football pitch. There are well-marked trails through the forest for hiking, and the lake is there for swimming and other water sports. I believe there's even a lifeguard service.
That sounds like it might suit our purposes perfectly. Did you happen to find out about availability and cost?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I did. I called them yesterday evening, and there are plenty of spots available. And because we're a non-profit organization, they said they would give me a reduction in the price.
If I remember correctly, we paid £5 a head last year.
Yes, per night, right?
Yes, each child paid £10 for the 2 nights.
Well, at this campsite, it's only £4 per night. And they told me that if we had over 50 children, which we do, they could give us a further 10% off.
That's very reasonable, isn't it? Well, from what you've told me, I think we should probably go ahead and book.
Excellent. I'm sure the children will love it.
I'm sure they will.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 6 to 10. Now listen and answer questions 6 to 10.
Now, Jamie, have you given any thought to an itinerary by any chance?
As a matter of fact, I have. Wait 1 second. Yes, here it is. I've made a few notes. Okay, so, now, these are just ideas, of course.
Yes, go on. Let's hear what you've got.
Right. We time it so that we arrive at the camp around 7 on Friday evening. It'll still be light then, and we'll have plenty of time to set up camp and get ourselves settled in. At 8, we could have a barbecue, hamburgers and hot dogs, something that's nice and easy to prepare.
And that children love.
Yes. Then, lights out would be at 9:30, so the children will get a good night's sleep and be up bright and early at 7 on Saturday morning. Breakfast would be at 7:30, an hour's hiking from 8 till 9, and then a couple of hours at the lake. That would take us up to 11. I think that an hour of free time would then be in order. Let them have a chance to explore a bit on their own,
Yes, great idea. And then?
Let's see, a picnic lunch at 12, and then sports in the afternoon till 4. Another swim until 5, and then supper. After clean-up, around 6:30, we could have a talk-back session, where the children get a chance to discuss their day and anything else they might have on their minds. then a campfire and sing-along at 8, back to the tents at 9:30, and, well, that takes care of Saturday.
Excellent, excellent. That would certainly keep them busy. What about Sunday?
Sunday, right. As on Saturday, same wake-up and breakfast times, and then I thought we could go on a bit of a day trip. There are some caves about an hour's walk from the camp, which I thought the children might find interesting. We could leave at 8, which would mean we'd get to the caves at 9. They could explore for a couple of hours, and we'd head back at 11. 12 o'clock would see us back at the meadows. An hour's swim, and then lunch at 1. Then we could have organized games in the afternoon until supper at 5. It would take us an hour to clean up our sites and pack up. We'd be on the buses at 6 and all set to head back into the city.
Well now, you've certainly put a lot of thought into this, Jamie, and it's paid off. I think it sounds wonderful. I can't think of a thing that needs to be changed. Let's go for it.
Brilliant. I'll get the itinerary printed up and put it up on the notice board this afternoon.
That is the end of section 1.
Okay, not so difficult, huh? Yes, exactly. Listening section 1 is a piece of cake, and let me tell you, if you want to get 8 bands or higher, 8 or 8 plus, for that in section 1, 2 and 3, there should not be any mistake at all. If you want to get 8 bands, for that when you're doing practice tests, make sure in section 1 and section 2 you are getting full marks, 100%, and even in section 3 also you should get 100%, and then even if there are a couple of mistakes in section 4, still you can get 8 or 8 plus bands. So when you are practicing, you got to practice like that. Thank you very much for watching this video. I also teach IELTS online. If you want to join my online IELTS class, my WhatsApp number is given. You can contact me for that. Apart from this, I want you to join my channel, to subscribe this channel, Asad Yaqub, and there are 2 more channels that I run, Asad Yaqub Vlogs and Asad Yaqub Languages. Please subscribe those channels as well. Thank you very much indeed. Take good care of yourself. Asad Yaqub from Lahore, Pakistan wishes you all the best. Take care. Allah Hafiz.